Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday afternoon. It's muggy out there. We have a lot of clouds. Some of you are breaking into some sun, but it's time to start talking about the severe weather threat. Everything seems to be pretty much on track for what we're expecting here. We had that first round of rain, a few rumbles of thunder between about 10 and 2 p.m., basically where we are right now, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and that has made its way out. There's a bit of a break, and now some sun is trying to make an appearance over southern Maine and southern New Hampshire, and that's going to fuel this next line that's moving in. So a lot of different variables are on the table with this next one here. Everything seems to be pretty much on track for damaging wind, the primary threat. Flooding's also another threat. These are moving. That's good news, though. The storms we had the other night, they were slow movers. So in a perfect world, the flooding will not be as much of an issue as it was just 2 nights ago. Hail is a possibility, and tornadoes are a possibility as well. And there are 2 cells we're already watching entering over into western parts of New Hampshire already. So let's waste no time and jump into what we have on the radar. Here we go with our satellite radar. Here's that break we've been talking about for the last couple of days. First round has made its way through. The atmosphere is becoming very unstable in York County and in southern parts of New Hampshire as we speak. I want to get a little bit closer. Actually, maybe we can get a little bit closer on that first. Let's see. There we go. We'll get to that in a minute. There's your flood watch in effect. It remains in effect until this evening. It's all of southern and central Maine, mid-coast Maine. You are not included in that right now. All right, let's take a look at the severe thunderstorm watch that has been issued by the National Weather Service. They've gone ahead and issued a watch for all of southern Maine, mid-coast Maine, heading up into central Maine. All of southern and central New Hampshire is involved in this as well. Again, damaging wind, the primary threat. Hail and isolated tornadoes are possible in this sort of setup here. All right, this is what I wanted to show you here. This is the current radar coming out of Gray, and we're really not seeing those storms quite well just yet coming over the Connecticut River. But there are 2 distinct cells out here that we'll need to keep an eye on as they traverse across southern parts of New Hampshire. Let's widen this out. And you can see this better. We already have a few severe thunderstorm warnings in effect back into the Albany, Poughkeepsie area. This is what I wanted to show you just a second ago. There's 2 of these right here, and they are entering into an environment favorable for severe weather right in here. What's happening here is the sun is returning. So the sun, the clearing sky, and the warmth and the humidity that is aiding into some of these storms. We also have winds moving at different directions at different levels of the atmosphere. We call that shear, and we call that low-level shear to be specific here. So any supercell thunderstorms that get going in their updrafts, they can start spinning. So our best chance for tornadoes over the next several hours will be in this area we highlighted. I just circled here. So all of southern, central parts of New Hampshire and a good chunk of southern Maine have a pretty good shot at seeing some severe weather in the coming hours here. I think things will start to shut down, my guess, around 6 o'clock or so. This is the severe thunderstorm threat issued by the Storm Prediction Center down in Norman, Oklahoma. We are in a risk for scattered severe storms. Here's your tornado threat today. This is actually pretty high. Usually when we get tornadoes in Maine, we're in the 2 to 5% risk. And the risk is actually greater than 2 and 5% because the technical definition is it's 5% 25 miles out from any given point. So take any point in that area in tan, 25 miles out, you have a 5% risk of getting a tornado. So there we go. This is what I wanted to show you as far as the satellite goes. We're fortunate we're getting 1 minute updates from GOES 16 satellite right now. And the clouds are moving out. Look at this. Let's stop this. And we are seeing a clearing trend take place in the area that is going to be most favorable for development of severe weather in the coming hours here. So this is what we were wondering all morning. You know, can we break out of the clouds? If we get the sun, we're going to get severe weather. If we don't get the sun, we're not. And basically, we're starting to see that take place. So York County, basically everywhere south of Sebago Lake right now is seeing some sun make an appearance. So we're going to be watching the severe threat in that area very for over the next several hours here. And this is the thunderstorm potential. We look at this, and this is called CAPE. And we're looking at this going through the afternoon. This takes us to about an hour and a half from now. Areas in yellow. Atmosphere is most favorable for severe weather. And notice as we lose the daytime heating heading into the evening hours, we lose some of the juice in the atmosphere for these thunderstorms to develop. So 4:30 or so, yeah, there still is a chance for thunderstorms. But my guess, if we get any tornadoes, it's probably going to be over the next 2 or 3 hours. So we'll see that down in here. Damaging wind still is the primary threat, though. But the way the atmosphere is set up, especially in New Hampshire and southern parts of Maine, would not be shocked to get a couple tornado warnings out of this one here. This is a graphic we don't show too often. We're looking at helicity. Helicity tracks is a pretty good indication where tornadoes might form. It doesn't look too impressive right now. But what we're looking at are basically point rotation, like corkscrew rotation, that a high resolution model tries to pick up. So we can go through that one more time. There's nothing too impressive. This runs off the high resolution rapid refresh model. You see some of that in New Hampshire. A little surprised at the one that's up into Oxford County and up towards the Augusta area. It's a model, so take it with a grain of salt. It still looks like southern Maine and southern central New Hampshire will feature our greatest risk for quick spin-up tornadoes here. This is 2:30 in the afternoon, and this takes us to about 40 minutes from where we are right now. And I think this is lining up quite nicely what we have on the radar. If anything, it might be a little bit quick, but those storms are coming across the Connecticut River right now, and they will be getting into western Maine, southern New Hampshire, probably in about 45 minutes to an hour or so. And there's the line working its way 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This is going to be a pretty rugged line of storms. Again, damaging wind, the primary threat in these, but hail, spin-up tornadoes, and also flooding is also a possibility in these. By 5 p.m., a lot of these are starting to exit. And I think by 6 p.m., we're probably going to be mostly in the clear. So I've talked to some folks that had concert tickets, things going on this evening. And I've been telling them the later, the better for today. So if your plans take you out and about later, maybe a little before sunset, I think we might be in decent shape. And who knows, maybe we'll get a rainbow out of this. And hopefully we don't get too many severe weather reports out of this, but I have a feeling we're pretty much going to here. All right, let's widen this out. Let's head back to the radar for a minute. Maybe I can answer some of your questions. Looks like I have a couple questions here from folks kind of checking in. Let's stop on this graphic right now. The other interesting thing that I'm noticing on this radar is I actually have the lightning popped up on this. There's no lightning in these cells right now. No lightning in them just yet, but we'll be watching those as they traverse to the east because they're entering into an environment that's very favorable for severe thunderstorm development. All right, let's pop up some of the questions for you folks here. And as James says, is Buxton gonna get a tornado? Maybe. Odds are very, very low that you're going to get one, James, but you're in that area that we're highlighting. There's only a severe thunderstorm watch in effect right now. There are no tornado watches in effect. Speaking of Buxton, James, congratulations to the Bonnie Eagle girls Little League softball team. They just clinched the championship for the regional finals down in Bristol, Connecticut. I was watching that game at 10 o'clock today. So congratulations to those girls. All right, let's see here. It didn't rain down there. They moved the game up actually because they have thunderstorms expected in Connecticut as well. Just rain, run for run. Yeah, the farther north you are, that's round number one, Diane. I think we're looking at just rain farther north. I don't think severe weather is as much of an issue from the Route 2 area points north. So you're probably looking at just on and off rain. Flooding may become an issue up there. As well, everybody's asking about tornadoes. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. There's a slight possibility you'll get a tornado. How's that? I'm sorry. I wish I had better news. Maine actually averages 2 tornadoes a year. The good news is we get a lot of trees. Nobody really sees them, but something to watch. We don't get the tornadoes that they get out in the Midwest. We don't get strong cold front, dry line tornadoes. We get these little warm front, little spin up tornadoes, and they usually don't last very long, half hour sometimes, and that's about it. And usually they're fairly weak. Our microbursts can be stronger than these weak tornadoes. Regardless, though, if we get a tornado, we're going to obtain a warning. We're going to get in the air, and we'll have updates until the warning expires. It's our commitment to keep everybody safe. All right. How about Saco? Yeah, you're in that area. All right. Everybody's asking about tornadoes. So let's just go back to the tornado risk today. Here's the tornado risk. The 5% risk, that's your greatest chance. Areas in tan. So yes, Saco, you're involved in that. Lewiston, you're on the edge of that. You're in 2% to 5% risk in Lewiston. So Let's see here. Sydney was asking about that. All right. What else we got? Everybody's asking. I like it. It's kind of like in a snowstorm. I'll say, how much snow are we going to get, Charlie? Well, it's hard to say exact from town to town, but that's what makes these Facebook Lives fun. No lightning in the current radar. Yeah, there's no lightning just yet, but we're going to watch these storms here, Joe. These two cells right here, these bear watching as they come towards Concord, New Hampshire. So we're at least an hour out from getting those into our area. So plans take you out next hour or two. We're probably in pretty good, next hour, let's call it. We're probably in pretty good shape. Those of you in York County, especially Cumberland County, give it a couple hours. That might take us closer to 4 o'clock, and then things should be lighting up at that point. My guess between 3 and 4 o'clock. What about Dixfield? Dixfield, yeah, I think the farther north you are, Dixfield, Eric, you're probably going to see a less of a risk for severe weather. Sun's poking out in Portland. Ooh, here we go, Don. Yep, that's it. The atmosphere is destabilizing. I like it. Severe weather chances in Franklin County near Route 2. Very low, Connor. I think you have fairly low probability of getting severe weather. Let's take a look at that. That quick, let's see, severe thunderstorm watch up in the Route 2 corridor. Connor, you do not have a severe thunderstorm watch. Everyone's asking about tornadoes. I like it. All right. If any tornado warnings are issued, I can guarantee you we'll keep you updated. Let's see, we have Ryan Munn. He's right behind me. You might be able to see him. He's hanging out over here working on a few things. He'll probably hop on the digital desk here, and I'll probably go on air on the broadcast. And we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, Dan Riscotta is involved. Nate, I like your profile. How'd you get that profile? Your head's popping out of a toilet there, Nate. Let's see. Yeah, Dan Riscotta is involved in the severe weather threat here. So we'll watch that. Sun is trying its hardest to come out a window. It's coming. I think the sun's coming out here, Casey. Cornish, yeah, you are in a threat for severe weather as well. Absolutely. So yeah, thanks for checking in, everybody. Yeah, people are concerned because of the trees, which can end up on cars or worse. Yeah, exactly, Joe. I think that's something to be concerned about. And the interesting thing, the ground's so waterlogged right now. It's not going to take much to blow some of these trees over because the tree roots will weaken, and then the ground is soft and it'll just kind of flip over. The wintertime, it's funny because we can handle 40-mile-per-hour winds, no problem, right? 40, 50-mile-per-hour winds because the ground's frozen. When the ground is soggy like it is right now, you're much more prone to see trees kind of fall over with their roots intact. James says, Buxton is in the pink, ? Yes, Buxton is right here. There we go. You're in the pink. So I hope that helps. Do you have gusts over 40? Yeah, I think we'll get some gusts over 40. Who's this? This is Jeff. I think we'll get some gusts over 40 in cells. We'll probably get some gusts stronger than that. All right, thanks for just joining us on Facebook Live and Twitter and YouTube. We still have about 160 people hanging out here. So thank you for spending your afternoon with us. I think things will start to heat up in the coming hours here. We're going to watch a couple of these cells moving out of western parts of New Hampshire. I want to show you where our atmosphere is destabilizing. Let's stop the satellite view. And it is right in here. We're seeing the sun return. Here we go. So this is what we were waiting for. And the atmosphere is going to become very unstable in these areas, and we're going to get some strong to severe thunderstorms over the next several hours here. We'll keep you updated as we go throughout the afternoon, and we'll have more updates, of course, on CBS 13 live at 5. And, of course, if any warnings are issued, we'll hop on the broadcast. And Ryan Munn is behind me here. He'll pop on the broadcast on the digital studio here. Hope everybody has a great afternoon. Try to stay cool. It's pretty humid. If you've seen the long-range forecast, you probably like it. The humidity moves out as soon as Sunday. We have a couple more days of the humidity, though. All right, take care, everyone.